Good morning, good afternoon everybody. My name is Anne Russell and I'm from the Russell Family Fetal Alcohol Disorders Association. The RFFADA is a national organisation providing support and information on FASD. We also lobby the government and raise awareness of the dangers of alcohol and pregnancy. I'm streaming a series of videos on FASD, in particular interventions and accommodations, which I hope will help parents and caregivers. This week we're going to talk about FASD and lack of motivation. Lack of motivation and follow-up is common in people and adolescents with FASD. Depending on the child, because they're all different, there might be one specific issue which causes this problem, or there could be many. Most of the time it will be only a seeming lack of motivation, not an actual lack of motivation. Sorry, I can't read my own writing. I hope I can explain this next part well enough to be understood. By saying that it's not usually an actual lack of motivation, I mean that the main reason is not lack of motivation itself, but what looks like lack of motivation. The issues which look like lack of motivation can either be isolated individual issues, or they can all connect with one another, creating a more challenging multi-layered condition. The reasons for this seeming lack of motivation in children or adolescents with FASD can include the following 10 reasons. The first one is not knowing how to start a task, not being able to think ahead, to plan. Therefore, it looks like they're not motivated. Number two is not knowing what needs to go first in order to start a task. Again, not starting the task, which looks to us like lack of motivation. Number three is not being interested in the reward on offer for doing the task. Number four is not being given instructions for the task in the way the individual understands. Number five is starting out on the task but not being able to see the conclusion, so not following it through. Number six is the inability to set long-term goals. Number seven is the reward and punishment are not appropriate, so are ineffective for the person to complete the task. Number eight is the desire to be appropriate is not internalized, so the task, no matter how important it seems to be to us, or it is to us, is not completed. Number nine, they give up easily in face of frustration or distraction. Number 10, they make the same mistakes over and over and get frustrated. Now, I think we can all understand all of those 10 issues in relation to FASD and in relation to our own tasks that we do day to day. But so the reason for lack of motivation can be one of these things, or all of them combined. If you give an instruction which confuses them and the child cannot see the benefit of completing the task, it's understandable why the task might not get started. We all know if we like or respect someone, we'll try and do everything we can for them. We'll do whatever they ask. If we think we can do the task, we're more likely to do it than not. If the task seems too big or outside of our capacity to do it, then we may not do the task. We may not even start the task. So for anyone to be keen to start a task, we must know that even if it's likely to, we must know that we can do it, even if it is likely to be a challenge. The same is true for people with FASD. Additionally, the instructions must be in concrete multi-step stages, or stages where there is only one or two instructions at a time, if it is a multi-step task, followed by positive reinforcement for sustaining attention to task, but getting a reward at the end of the task might be too far in the future. So what we need to do is we need to bring the there and then to the here and now. Sometimes it's difficult for a child or adolescent with FASD to understand the there and then, and we know that long-term issues or long-term consequences can be very problematic. Nathan Ori from the United States suggests the following as a way of changing there and then to here and now. So if you want a child or an adolescent to complete a task, try doing this. Take a photo of something that the child desires or some activity that the child wants to do. Print it out twice. Then cut the first printout up into as many pieces as you think the child will cope with, and show the child that once all those pieces are put in place over the top of the original printout, that's when the child gets to do that activity. All the pieces can be placed into a bag or a box, and the child can actually pick one out after completing a certain task. This gives the child a solid representation of the reward and has brought the future into the present. When the picture is complete, the child gets to do the activity or the reward. It's a very short one today. Next week we're going to talk about stealing. If your organisation would like professional, up-to-date training on FASD, please let me know. My email address is elizabeth@rffada.org and my phone number is 0412 550 540. Don't forget to press the subscribe button on your phone to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.